Jan will be here later. He's on a call right now, actually, with a L2. So pop in and out. I'm actually going to keep this very open because most people that are here are probably going to be drilling down into the technical stuff, and I expect it to get very technical. I think the takeaway is I'm looking for closing the loop on where I'm facing. Literally, this is maybe more on my side. Like, I get a lot of questions about where we're going from the SP side, how to become an SP, and actually, to be really clear, why we're having trouble converting. So there was a lot of talks yesterday about all of the big ideas, all of the Lotus changes, potentially all of Curio's changes, et cetera, even Venus. And it's like, well, how do we really market these? And we kind of have talked a lot about go-to-market, product market fit, et cetera. So I'll be taking some notes, and I'll probably call on people on what their ideas are on how to take these complex technical ideas that they're working on and bringing them up to more of a digestible level, specifically for new entrants into the Filecoin ecosystem. The existing players tend to read what you put out to a point. I know Ching will pop in later, who handles a lot of the APAC translation to me. We play a lot of telephone, and we'd like to eliminate some of that. But if not, and we keep it in place, I just want to let people know that we do try and roll out what people are producing, and then also like the changes that come and how those might translate into products. Just a brief schedule. Again, I think we're going to fall out of line here because I haven't gotten a confirmation. There were a few people asking like, well, where's Web3 Mine? What's Ramo doing? What can I do with it? So if they pop in, I might have them just talk about that and then their involvement with Filecoin still. So I sent them a message. They just hadn't confirmed. John, I mean, we're going to go through Curio's stack. John's going to talk about a number of things that we've talked about, specifically around where we think there's actually still, there's an existing market potentially for data as an asset. We're going to call it an open idea. If you have slides, I love it. After we maybe skip Ramo, Anacorn's going to come back, maybe give the same presentation we talked about yesterday. He's a local Thai SP. He's been through this journey. He's going to talk probably at length. I'm going to ask him again about the problems he's seen in trying to tie together what I tend to consider like a local storage provider that looks and feels like this franchise Filecoin business. And like, how does he actually monetize it? Where are his gaps? They tend to be around tooling. They tend to be around demoing, any type of front end. So we'll talk about that. And then the break might shift in and out. And then I'm going to have the lenders come in later, and we're going to beat them up on rates. We might hold them down. We might lock the doors. Waterboard. I'm kidding. Waterboarding is not acceptable. We're not. But anyway, any questions on this? Does anybody want to add anything? No? Okay. And again, I'm going to keep this session probably more back and forth because I see most people here are very, very technical in the weeds of things. And if you get lost in what we're talking about, go ahead and just raise your hand, and we'll go from there. So I am going to turn the first session over. Curio is going to take over. This is a couple questions I have. I know that some of them may or may not get answered, but quick show of hands before we start talking about Curio. Who knows what Curio is? Who doesn't? Okay, good. So basically everyone. Do you have slides? Perfect. But before we come up, these are some questions that have come up multiple times. I know that we may not answer them, but it is really, this bomb for SuperSeal keeps coming up time and time again. And I would like to get it into a mostly digestible format in what you're willing to disclose. I understand there's some IP you're trying to protect, no problem. If you are trying to productize it, I think it would be good for us to know because there are people asking nearly every week. And that's okay, that's fine. And then, oh, that's okay. Related to that is, where can we get with this portion, if any? Because we are kind of in a workshop mode. Is this easy to, can we just put it into a spreadsheet? Yeah, I think that might be the way to do it, and we get it out there. or we put it into a Google Doc so people, or Google Sheet so people can fork it. Because this has come up multiple times, meaning, you know, if I'm going to invest in this Super Seal rig and group of equipment, and it's going to cost me 10 to 20K, what's my ROI on it? Or if I'm going to scale it horizontally as well, right? I'm sure you've already had these conversations.
We have your design for the pieces that you were able to. Anyway, I'll shut up.
No. I think that's what you probably talked with the Chinese SPs about this yesterday.
The current situation is like there's a bunch of people running Super Seal with some setups that are kind of similar. I don't think anyone is running the like large 120 sectors machines yet. There are people getting very close to like actually working setups, but you know, like the 64 sector machines are pretty easy to get and cobble together. It's essentially get a 2U box with one GPU, slap in a few NVMe drives, and it kind of just works. And like it costs like 15K.
15K is our target.
And like when you scale up, it probably gets more expensive per sector for the machine, but it's like less power, less rack space. So,
well, let's hold that thought. Come up, talk about what you want to talk about. I think we might go a little bit back and forth on that, because what I'm going to do is take some notes, and if we're going to call 15K the number, we can market that.